Hey.
Hey,
Welcome back to We Can't Talk About That Right Now.
You remembered this time.
Episode 2 of our big reunion special.
Yeah. We mean business this time.
Exactly. We're back, and this time...
I have a notebook.
Exactly.
I just wrote down I have a notebook. Okay, Jesus Christ. It's a very grey day.
It is a very grey day in London.
It's very depressing.
Yeah.
But then everything is depressing.
Do you find that you get bad seasonal affectation disorder?
No, I just have affectation disorder. It's just me. I've embraced it now. I've accepted it.
Would you say that you're more anxious or depressed?
It's hard to tell. Oh, definitely anxious then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just get worried about everything. And I also, it's just not been it's been particularly tricky few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lifestyle. So what just happened is I've just got into the reason why we look so different, comically different.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide my
for
breasts with my
listeners,
hair.
Bebe is wearing a top her boobs are literally exploding out of.
Jessie.
And I am wearing what's it called? I'm wearing 2 sports bras.
Yeah.
So
Binding.
I'm
Jessie's
binding. So we couldn't be more different right now, but we're embracing the changes. No, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. But you look great, yeah.
You have nothing to be jealous of. Jesus Christ. Like you said, it's just fat. It's just fat.
Like I said 5 years ago.
Yeah, it is just fat. It is just fat.
In that fabric shop in Shepherd's Bush. One of the most feral fights we've ever had in public.
And I was so much thinner then as well. That's what's so funny. It's like...
What would it possess me to say that? It's because you were
I was
so
saying
annoying.
something about my boobs. I was like, oh God, it's just so annoying like being a big boob girl. And then you were like, it's just fat.
Just
so you
fat,
know,
BB.
It's just fat.
It's because we were walking. It's because we were walking through Shepherd's Bush Green, and you were getting looked at a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you just notice if somebody's getting looked at and you're with them, you notice. And I have had this a lot in my life because a few people that I know who are very beautiful. I remember walking around with a particular girl and just realizing on this walk that, like, every single I was invisible. And it's like, I remember on that walk feeling like, oh, why are they all... And you were like, oh, like, it's just like, it's so weird that I've just got naturally huge boobs. And I was just like, now. They aren't naturally big, you bitch.
Yeah, you just eat too many carbs.
So that was so bad.
No. I mean, look, I have got fatter and they have also got bigger, but, you know, I'm getting my implant taken out this year because I've had it in for 3 years now, which is crazy because I'll be turning 28 and I got it in on my 25th.
Jesus Christ.
And
Can you not get older because it just makes me so much older? Like the fact that you're gonna, I feel sick.
Isn't that crazy?
I feel sick.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, this is why I have to have a 5th child. I have to get it done. I have to get. My biological clock is literally running out. You are showing me by your age.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a reminder of time passing. Exactly. Well, I'm older now than you were when you had Donnie, which is crazy.
I know, crazy.
And I'm older than Ben. There have been so many markers in the last year for me. I think the reason why the aging question, which I know is an annoying thing to say as someone that's younger, I'm very, very aware of that, especially now that I am older and you meet these fucking 20, 21-year-olds, that the first thing that they ask is, sorry, how old are you? Oh my, what, you're 27? Oh, because, you know, you look so young. I mean, I'm actually 21. People under the age of 25, their favourite thing to do is immediately bring up how young they are.
Yeah.
And I remember now, everyone does that.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why the ageing question thing has just been more in my mind this year is because 27 tends to be that age when in books and films and in pop culture and in media, people start immediately recognising you as you are not young anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have the fucking discount anymore. You don't have the rail card. Like, this is the age when...
You're really upset about the rail card, aren't you?
Yeah, it's so crazy how expensive things are if you don't have a fucking rail card or a discount or a young person's discount. And it's like, I'm basically 26.
I actually get quite annoyed about that because it just shows that I went on so few trains because I didn't... It's like just the fact that you're annoyed about the rail card shows that you're going to all these places. And I'm like, I didn't even have a rail card.
No, it just shows that you were doing more. It just shows that you were always more financially stable than me.
No, I would have had a rail card if I needed one.
Yeah.
I just never ever used one. The 27 Club I read about last night, actually.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence that all of these amazing people died within such a short period of time.
It's also when your body starts visibly aging, really, for the first time. Around that time, your prefrontal cortex is developed, so now you're making more adult decisions, you're less emotional. And I absolutely can confirm, from the age of 25 onwards, I have not been as mental. I mean, still, obviously, I'm
quite mental.
Yeah, I'm still quite mental, obviously, but as in like rational decision making and not extrapolating in the same way. I feel like I just know myself better. But it's annoying. It's like this sort of, what do you call Aesop's fable? Okay, with the mental stability comes the fact that you are now on a torpedo speed train towards death, aging, and never being seen as young.
That's why I was so controlled.
Yeah.
Like I remember thinking as I gave birth to Donnie, and it was obviously birth is a very emotive thing. You move your face, or and I remember thinking, don't let this birth age you.
Oh my
don't
God.
let this birth. It's so fucked up.
That's crazy.
I remember thinking, okay, so if you're going to be howling and screaming, just try and do it with not moving your face whatsoever. Or if you're going to don't let it and you know how most people have a baby and they immediately get like a mum bob.
Yeah.
I think that's why my hair is so long. I've been rebelling against getting a mum bob,
Which is crazy though. But if you think about that, if you break that down, the idea that you're doing the most incredible thing in the world, you're literally creating and pushing life out into the world. Like, you should be celebrated for getting older and aging, because that's not only a privilege, but it's the reason why you're able to bring this new life into the world. And yet the thing that you're worried about is still staying
Well, it
young.
was because I was also an actress, and also me and Alfie barely knew each other, so I wanted to be like in a young, fun relationship.
Give birth, but like in a sexy way.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was so desperate to prove that like nothing had changed. Nothing had changed.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. I've got a human now, but nothing's changed.
I guess men will never understand that pressure, those dual pressures to like be this gorgeous flowing earth mother, but then also try and still be the sexy baby. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think men can be sexy babies for so much longer, can't they?
And they can still look older as sexy babies.
And they can have babies when they're like 50. Did you read the thing about Leonardo DiCaprio? How because he's about to turn 50. He's about
and
to
his
turn
girlfriend's
50,
19,
and
I
they've
think.
never gone. No, his girlfriend's 25.
Now?
Now.
Oh, I thought he dumped the 25-year-old and then he started going out with the new 19-year-old.
No, the 5-year relationship, the longest relationship he's ever had has been with a girl he went out with when she was 19 and lasted till she was 25.
Yes, and then the cycle starts over again.
Yeah,
it's true.
Terrifying.
It's true.
Anyway, just to circle back, no, I'm more anxious than depressed, but the reason I'm in this outfit, which is actually what I wear basically every day, is because the only way I can alleviate my anxiety is by sprinting. Like sprinting so fast, and looking like I'm running away from my anxiety on the treadmill. That's the only way I can control it.
Yeah. Well, I think that anxiety to depression is maybe not I don't know if that is like a scale, because you can definitely be both.
I'm definitely both.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely both too. But I would say, yes, I probably lean more towards the anxious side myself.
Yeah.
Which is good, because it means you're a goer and you're a getter.
I know,
at
but
least stuff's going to happen. It's going to be manic, but at least stuff's going to happen.
No, I don't know if that's the truth.
No,
I
it's
get
definitely
so
not the
little
truth.
done.
Yeah. I'm incredibly... my mind plays tricks on me, Time can just go like that because you're thinking about this and that and that. Truly, what a gift it would be if you could just relieve yourself from anxiety for one day.
Yeah, I know. And so often I think, I could just choose to be joyful and happy and positive today. And also what's really interesting is looking through my diaries for the last few years, because all of them, every single day has been, it's almost like because you forget what you've written the day before. You're not self-conscious about it, so you just write whatever's in and every single time it's like, right, I'm going to try that today, and I'm going to try this way, and I'm going to try this way, and I'm trying.
A life filled with fresh starts. I mean, that's what everybody feels, though. Everybody, I genuinely think that is part of the human condition, is thinking tomorrow's a new day, Monday's around the corner. I can start the diet then, or I'm going to get the new job then. I mean, I started my morning pages about a year ago, or just over a year, and sometimes, and I do it on Google Docs. So sometimes I'll accidentally scroll back to the top page, and even though things have actually changed, I think I have got a lot stronger, and I've been able to do things that scared me. And if I had been able to tell myself then what I was doing now, or at least what I'd been able to overcome now, I'd be so grateful. And yet I still write the exact same anxieties I did in that first place. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like this thing hadn't happened. Oh, I'm so anxious about work. Oh, I blah, blah, blah. I wish that you could be able to show yourself what you would be grateful, the past version of yourself would be grateful for you having done.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever really able to kind of conceptualize those things.
No.
But I have to say, diary keeping has really helped me.
Yeah, it's transformative.
I can't believe I never really did it before.
Yeah, it's absolutely the vital component of my life. I mean, and I can't do it every day. Like I did it every day for years, but I literally can't anymore. I think it's more that also having 4 kids, I did do it every day with Donnie and Margot, but since 10 was born, I remember a huge source of anxiety was having an open notebook ready in my wardrobe where we lived in that house. And after he was born, it was like the drop off was immense from having done it every day to then suddenly having 3 children, and just it was like the difference between 2 and 3 children is just, I mean, it was the biggest steep curve. Like I just couldn't believe how hard it was. And suddenly it was like half a sentence here, or a word that I thought, I'll have time to come back and rewrite what that meant, or like, and that notebook I find quite like painful to look at, because it's just half sentences that don't make sense.
And you never remember.
And that was my year. Yeah, that was my whole year. And that's been, I mean, I try and do that. So I like write like something to prod myself for later to write it into my document. And it's only very, I've got an app I use and I try to do it, but it's just very rarely I can do it every day.
But it is a form of self-care and self-soothing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
It's just like an echo chamber. In a way, it's kind of, I mean, we're not religious people, but it's like a sort of form of spirituality, isn't it?
Yeah.
When people feel like they're talking to God or confessing something to God, or, you know, whatever they believe in, writing to yourself about how you are and how you feel, and talking to yourself in this echo chamber. I mean, I always talk to myself out loud as well when I'm at home on my own. It's a form of this self-soothing spiritual process. And I'm really
the reason I
grateful for
started is because it's just reminding yourself that stuff happened. And like, it was at first to remind myself that joyful stuff can happen after Ben died.
Yeah.
But because I didn't want to lose all the good that was happening with Donnie and Margot as he died. So I remember like really attaching I was doing it before, but attaching myself to it as a spirituality type thing.
Yeah.
After he died, just to be like, no, okay, yes, this awful thing's happening at the same time, but Donnie said this for the first time today, or Margot did this. And now it's like, just because the days can just get lost when you're a mum, just like weeks can go by. And you're like, what have we done? What have we actually done in the last month, other than doing school and clubs, and like, what have we done? And it's just like a way of just being like, oh no, he said, like last night, I mean, I didn't write anything down apart from this last night, but yesterday, but 10 before bed, he does this thing where he goes to sleep and then he's like, oh, I had a bad dream. And he hasn't, he's just been lying there, but he pretended. And I was like, oh, what was it about? And he was like, oh no, actually it was a good dream. And I was like, oh, that's good. What was it about? And he was like, it was just about being a human.
Ten's got so good with his words recently.
Ten's
love
fluent.
hearing him describe stuff. He's in that magic spot, like, you know.
Yeah, he said a word yesterday where I was like, oh, he said serious. He was like, no, I'm serious. But he said serious. I'm serious. Yeah, amazing. But vocab, yeah.
The little baby boys are the
But now
cutest.
he's 4.
4.
So
now Donnie's 10. I remember so vividly being 10. It's crazy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I remember 10 because you were born when I was 10.
Yeah. No, I remember being in year 5, and I remember that was like the year that you went to Manchester. And then Harry Potter and stuff all happened.
I would have been 9 when I went. I would have been 19 when I went to Manchester.
Yeah. So,
and that was literally within a few months. Yeah, then I auditioned for Harry Potter. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember driving you to Manchester and you being in the hallway and you didn't want us to go, and you looked so sort of small and frail in that hallway. And then our mum driving us back on the motorway from Manchester to London, and that song by Moby playing. And I was drifting in and out of sleep, and I was more depressed. That was the first time I'd ever really felt depression, because we were now apart, and I knew you were so sad.
Yeah.
And the street lights were sort of flashing by in the darkness. And I remember anytime I hear that song now, I want to throw up.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it's the most scary sounds to me ever. That Moby track. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the song is called.
Why does my heart feel so sad?
Oh, is that what it's called?
Why does my heart feel so sad?
That's fucking crazy that's what that's called.
Yeah.
That sound, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So yeah, I remember being 10. I remember us going to Coffee Republic and give me, that's when I started really liking cafe frappes.
I think about frequently
What?
is whether that woman from Coffee Republic who sat there every day with her tiny little dog.
Yeah.
Do you think she's dead now?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's dead.
I think she's dead. Because, I mean, she was always sitting in the smoking area. This was before they had non-smoking areas.
Crazy. And she hated us.
She did hate us.
Because we would always be there and it would remind her that she's also there every day getting her weird little toasty.
Yeah.
And she just... The thing is, it's something I do regularly with people I see every day. If you don't say hi or introduce yourself quickly, once you realise that you're both doing a similar thing every day,
Yeah.
you will never speak to them in your life.
They become your enemy. Unless you would quickly establish a friendship, if at least an alliance of some kind, that's your enemy.
Yeah. And it's just easier to have, it's so bad, but like people I see every day at the coffee shop, I'm like, we see each other every single day at exactly the same time.
But it's too late now.
And we have no idea what each other's names are. But thank God, because if I was speaking to every one of them, there'd be like 6 people I'd have chats with every day. That would exhaust me before 9 a.m.
No, and I don't really want to be talking, actually,
No.
when I'm at the coffee shop. I don't want to be talking there.
I won't ever do small talk. So why would I want to know your name?
No, I'm terrible at small
What
talk too.
are you doing at that laptop for hours? Because if you're writing a screenplay, then we're fucked.
There was this really funny headline recently that was like, Saoirse Ronan apparently is halfway through finishing her first short film. And then somebody like subtweeted it or like retweeted it being like, yeah, her and every single other person ever alive. And I was like, she got a point there. She got a point there. Did you see the clip of her that went viral recently?
Did you see the attack on it? It's so funny.
Wait, what's the attack on it?
Well, because it's like it's like dumbed down feminism.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing that that's caught on. It's like, yeah, look what she did. How empowering is that for women everywhere? Look, yeah, she's showing those men. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, she's just trying to think of something that's kind of going to get her on camera because she's pissed off that she's not been in an anecdote for 5 minutes.
Well, also because it's just like quite an obvious thing to say, I think. I mean, it's absolutely true and like quite right to her for saying it, but the kind of silence that then filled the air after that, what was fascinating about that
so funny.
is that was a glitch in the Matrix moment feeling.
Yeah.
That's kind of like in the Hunger Games. It's weird how many times I managed to bring up Hunger Games in just like the span of like one day, but
it
it's
was a
like
big deal
when
for you.
It was a big deal for me. That's my favourite franchise ever.
And before Jennifer Lawrence had veneers.
Oh, it's before she... Jennifer Lawrence, why did you get the veneers? Why did you get the veneers, Jen? The idea that she had her teeth CGI'd in for the whole of Don't Look Up is now my favourite celebrity fact.
Thank you.
It's like that moment when Caesar Flickerman realises that they're going off topic when they're on the sort of game show in front of the Capitol. Graham Norton is actually a very Caesar Flickerman coded character. That's very interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I could literally be saying anything. That's interesting. But the Saoirse moment, and obviously I've worked with Saoirse. We played sisters in Manchester Beach. She's very nice. But yeah, it was very eerie, that moment of silence afterwards, because it's like, oh shit, that's not why we're here.
Yes.
We're here for a fucking celebrity show where we all talk shit and we all act like we're best friends and everyone's just promoting their own shit. And in a way, it's very similar to what we were speaking about in the last episodes, but it's like, yeah, we want our celebrities to stay like kind of out of reach, because yeah, you're making a good point about women there, but like celebrities aren't really the ones that have to worry about that.
Do you see Paul Mescal just suddenly go,
it's like, oh, he doesn't want to not be the nation's sweetheart there. He doesn't want, no. People don't want to know about Paul.
And Denzel's just like, what?
Yeah, Paul. Do you fancy Paul?
Well, what I love about Paul Mescal, not to be offensive, is that he's quite an average looking guy.
Yeah, obviously.
He's just in shape and ripped, and he's Irish, and he was in Normal People where he did loads of sex scenes, so people immediately think, oh, well, he must be sexy.
But he also has the ugly hot thing going on for him.
Well, so in the Gladiator poster that's just right, like I just walked by the other day, he's like gurning. He's doing like a really unattractive face. But it's like that has been chosen as the poster. Mm-hmm. And it's just like he is one of the chosen ones. He's been picked up and deified and is this sex symbol now just because he was typecast as a sexy character. It's amazing what happens.
I know.
Some actors.
Well, I can't remember who I was speaking to, but somebody that vaguely knew him when he was in his drama school days, apparently. He would get all of the lead roles and stuff, and he was very much like picked
chosen
to, But some people do have that aura. Some people have that aura, and you can just tell. It's like, yeah, that's going to work. That's going to work out real nice for you. I think he's attractive too, but I feel like he's a bit too London celeb for me. Do you know what I mean? I've spoken to too many people who have seen him walking around North London in his little short shorts on a phone call with a coffee, and it's like, actually, that's a bit too close to home. That's a bit too close to home.
So you want celebrities to be like in little...
I want them to be living on a different
rooms.
planet somewhere. I don't want them to be walking around getting a coffee. That's what we do.
Did you see the...
That's what we do. That's not for you.
Did you see the... This is completely unrelated, but did you see that Tom Hanks did an announcement that he's left America?
No.
So he did this open letter saying, I'm here to announce that I have now left the United States because of Trump. But he doesn't say where he's gone. He just says, like, I am writing from far away. And I'm
Oh my God.
Where are you, Tom?
That's weird. Well, the thing
Where
is with
did you
Tom,
go?
look, we love Tom, but it's like, if you're going to have a son like Chet Hanks, you've clearly got a fucking weird home life.
What? What's he done?
Chet Hanks, you
What's
know
he
his
done?
son?
Yeah.
You know who Chet Hanks
Yeah.
is, yeah?
No.
Oh.
I
Oh
know
my
one
God.
of them who was in That Thing You Do.
Yeah, no.
What's that one?
There's the lovely actor one, the one that's in Fargo.
Cute.
Who's really cute, and I think he's a nice little actor. And he's not too famous, but he works, and I think he's a very good actor. And I'm like, good for you. But then he has this other son who speaks exclusively in a Jamaican accent.
Right.
Yes. Who I think is a rapper, and who is essentially like the most delicious, like, he's born for the internet.
No.
He is obsessed with Jamaica, and he speaks in this very thick Jamaican accent, and he goes on kind of talk shows occasionally or does these insane red carpet interviews where he'll just say the most unhinged, crazy shit ever. And it's like something was going on in the Hanks household for Chet to turn out like that. Come on, let's be real.
Did you know about the supposed affair?
No.
So apparently Tom Hanks has had a long-term affair, like 3 years, with Jennifer Goodwin.
No, not Jen. Jennifer knows how to sneak her way into places. Jennifer Goodwin has had one of the funniest fucking careers ever.
No, she's her character, and he's just not that into you.
That's the most offensive thing
ever.
ever.
The person you never want to be.
Well, we've spoken about it so many times on this podcast. It's like, we're obsessed with her. Why are we both so Jennifer Goodwin coded?
Because we're afraid of being her.
The fact that her name is Jennifer and not Jennifer as well is so funny to me. Because she just looks like someone who's just eaten a big pie and feels guilty about it, you know?
Maybe all women are one of the characters and he's just not into you.
Yeah.
Because I think that I am the Jennifer Connelly because I'm a cold bitch.
I think I'm the Scarlett Johansson character.
Yeah, you are. You're just so like magnetic to all men.
Yeah, exactly. That hair colour that she has in that movie, when I first got my highlights done, that's the picture that I brought in.
That's tragic, yeah.
How fucking dare you, bitch? I love ScarJo in that movie. God, she looks good.
So anyway,
as a white blonde, God, she looks good.
Even Tom Hanks can have an affair.
Look, they all do.
No, but they all do.
They all do. No, truly, all men suck. All men are awful. I think we both know that.
All men have affairs.
I know,
yeah.
I know. And it's just about what their affair is. Is it an affair with a woman? Is it a sexual affair? Or is it an emotional affair? Or is it an affair with like a weird hobby that they then get that they become obsessed with and then they stop being obsessed with?
So what would you prefer his affair to be?
I wouldn't want him to have a sexual affair.
Okay, yeah. I think
an
that's
emotional affair.
The number one, like, worst thing of all time would be like a deeply intense sexual affair.
Maybe I could cope with him having an affair with like a bizarre hobby that he's like ashamed of. Like
like pottery.
Yeah, like, and then finding out that he's like really good at it and being like, what the fuck? How did I not know about that? I think I'd prefer that. That would obviously be a betrayal, but it's like, you know, people do grow apart. People need secrets. I do think people do need secrets.
I that's what Alfie believes, but I'm definitely opposed to that. I don't think there should be any secrets. I think we should just know everything, every single thought that goes through your head. I think I should know every single thing.
I think the reason why I say that, and I probably would change my mind in a million, you know, whatever. I don't know anything. That's very obvious. But because I've only recently moved in with Horatio, it's like yeah, we've spent we've spent so much time together now for such an extended period of time and haven't had any actual space from each other, that then you start to realize, yeah, of course, all of those things that people say about when you live together, suddenly it does become less fresh and less, sparky. It's still so fun, it's still so amazing, but it is a different type of dynamic, because suddenly you are being like, hey, did you take the mugs from upstairs, and have you done the washing yet? Of course, it becomes a more adult dynamic, and then there is less secrets, there is less that you don't know about each other. So therefore I understand why the need that people maybe, it makes sense that having some kind of a secret or some kind of thing that's just for you probably helps preserve a bit of that romance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get into a secret hobby. I think I need to just decide what it should be. What would be a really weird one?
I tried to do something. This is really, really actually actress crazy, but I tried to keep an audition secret the other day.
Ooh.
So I was like, if I don't tell anyone that I've got this, maybe I'll just get it. And obviously within half an hour, I told Alfie, I told you. Anyway, it's ridiculous.
I suck at keeping secrets. I can't lie
No.
either. I really can't lie. Or I'm so good at lying that I've pretended that I'm not good at lying, so that when I lie about something that's not important for me to lie about, I make it obvious that I'm not.
I think you're a very good liar.
And then I'm actually secretly very good at lying.
Yeah.
So you're never going to know.
No,
You're never gonna know.
sneaky bitch.
I'm only joking. No, I'm really not good at lying. I'm genuinely really not good at lying.
The problem is, I think Alfie's an excellent liar, and I think that I am an excellent liar. So flash forward 10 years, I could see us both being able to do an affair, and that's what's really scary. It's just what if it isn't hurting anyone? If you're genuinely in love, but you just occasionally like to fuck someone else, then what is the big deal?
Well,
because if it's just about knowledge, if I knew, it would hurt me, but if I don't know, why would it hurt me? But that is so wrong. I was in hospital the other day for my sleep study, and I was trying to watch something to distract myself, and accidentally stumbled across a series which was essentially porn, but not. It's a series called Obsession on Netflix with Richard Armitage, who has rebranded himself as this kind of sex god. He's naked most of the series. It's 4 episodes. But the story is based on a novel which is about a father having an affair with his son's fiancée. And the climax of it is that they just can't stop the affair. And the son follows the dad to the place of the affair one night and sees them having this kind of very dirty sex on the floor, and then he's so in shock, he walks backwards and topples over a banister and dies.
Oh!
And so I was as I was watching, I was like, this actually is quite cool. I was like, as I was watching, I was like, actually affairs are quite cool. And then when the son dies, I'm like, no.
That's very similar to the plot of I Am Love as well.
Oh really?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
I Am Love?
It's a really incredible film by, I think, Luca Guadagnino.
Oh, right.
The one who did Call Me By Your Name. Tilda Swinton.
Oh, yeah.
It's her as the head of an Italian household, and she has an affair with her son's friend.
And then someone dies.
And then the son finds out eventually and dies.
So
my God, one of the best.
Affairs are a no-no.
Yeah, basically, you're going to be killing someone.
Yeah, you're going to
be killing someone, and you're going to carry that guilt for the rest of your life. Which is interesting, because that's clearly a moral tale, isn't it? That you're going to end up hurting someone who doesn't deserve to be hurt. You're going to end up hurting someone innocent, when actually, in reality, there are probably most affairs people don't find out about. And it is true that if what you don't know doesn't hurt you. I remember an actress friend telling me years ago, when she was sort of having a fling with another one of the actors in the thing, and despite the fact that she was in a long-term relationship, when you've been with each other a long time, the leash gets longer. And so you weren't having sex, but you were doing really, really flirty things, and then eventually you're drinking together, and eventually you're kind of sleeping in the same bed. But if that's just a long leash, maybe that doesn't even count as cheating.
I think there's a confidence you get to when you're in a trusting, long-term, happy relationship. You have a level of confidence that means that if you were single and in that environment, the flirting and stuff would be way more scary, because you're like, but I want them to like me. I need them to like me.
Exactly.
But when you've already got someone who loves you and validates you the whole time, you have a confidence that is more attractive, which makes people want you more when you're in a relationship.
Because also you're secure. You can just flirt a little bit and it's harmless.
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay for your partner to have friends of the opposite sex?
Absolutely not. No, I'm joking.
I'm figuring this out. Genuinely, I'm still figuring this out. Because
Yeah,
Horatio hung out with a new female friend recently, one-to-one. And I was a bit like, oh. Oh, is she ugly? Is she ugly? But obviously you can have female friends. But I don't have any male friends.
I know.
Because I know how men are. Okay.
Because the thing is, actually, I have so few friends, but actually what I realised lately is the friends I do have are all male. It's weird.
Because you're a guy's girl.
I'm just a guy's girl.
You're a guy's girl. She's a tomboy.
But I would feel very strange. Actually, Alfie had a similar situation where he said he went to a drinks thing, a goodbye drinks of a girl after a gig one night. And I was like,
intimate.
What? Yeah, I was like, who is this person?
Yeah, who is
How
she?
are you going to a goodbye drinks? And it was because it was just, local. It was fine. But it did send me a bit mad. I was just like, no.
But it is an interesting thing because cool people, this is, I think, sometimes when I remember to do this, a good way to adopt how you should behave and attitude is, what would a cool girl do?
Oh, right. Okay.
And a cool girl wouldn't give a fuck, would she?
No.
She wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but then that might, because she doesn't give a fuck, it might lead the person to do something kind of mean.
No, I think that the person's more likely to do something mean if you're acting uncool about it.
Well, then I'm fucked.
Well, then I'm fucked too. Because let me tell you, when I found out, I didn't react well. And I remember he was like getting home in 10 minutes or whatever. And in my head, I practiced out so many different ways that I was going to say it. Oh, so did you have fun? Hey, how was she? What did you do? I said it. I honestly said about 50 different ways that I could approach it. And then it decided on, no, I'm fine with it. And then obviously the second that I did see him, I just immediately burst into tears. So I didn't handle it well at all, actually. Turns out I didn't handle it well at all. But at the end of the day, I do actually have male friends. They just tend to be people that I only know through him. Like, they're his friends.
Yeah.
I don't have any individual male friendships for people that I hang out with one-to-one that are straight,
I have so few friends.
But that's because men are different. Men and women are just very different. Women are safe. Men aren't, That's obvious.
I mean, that sounds like something Saoirse Ronan would say.
Exactly. Me and Serge are sisters for a reason.
Right, we've ended that episode abruptly because we had a little altercation. But hopefully by the time that you listen to us next, we'll be back on track. I'm not sure about that, but you never know with us. It could easily just dissolve into nothing any second. But hopefully you enjoyed that episode. We did talk about quite a range of issues, which I think did exhaust me.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the art that we make, because it's like life, it can end in a second. Catch it while it's there.
We talked about aging, the 27 Club, morning pages, being 10.
Tom Hanks, Chet Hanks.
Why does my heart feel so sad?
Tom Hanks' affair.
Coffee shop etiquette, Paul Mescal.
It's great stuff. It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Yeah, it's a shame that it ended on a bad note. But we'll see how we feel.
See you next time. We're training ourselves up. We managed to survive
building
long
up our
today.
stamina of being around each other.
Bye.